All right, ready to go?
Yes.
All right, hello everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be located. It is August 19th, 2018, and we are here for our 67th show.
Wow.
6-7.
6-7.
6-7. Way to roll, doing big things. So today is also finals day in Cincinnati for both the men and the women. So we're going to talk about that. Obviously, overall, really good tournament. Had a fun time following it, right?
Yeah, it was a fun one to watch.
So we're definitely going to get into that later. As always, as we start, thank all of you for watching. And if it's not for you guys, we wouldn't do this really anyway. Again, we took a 6-day off for an issue that we had to overcome that involved an injury, and that's coming along slowly but surely. It's still going to be a couple weeks out, but I think I might be graduated to come out of the bedroom tomorrow. So I think outside is still off limits for me, but I think we'll go down to the racket streaming room tomorrow, and I'll try to go down the stairs.
Yay!
Let's go!
I'm very uncomfortable here. So
Let's go!
I prefer chair.
So attempt one of going down the stairs mañana, and if that works out well, then we'll do streaming room show tomorrow. All right. Thanks again, as always. Again, if it's not for you guys, we wouldn't do this at all. So it's all good. So yesterday, Carla liked the idea of me opening up a notebook and just kind of writing all day, and how it unfolded, or how it unfolds is just what we do. So it's kind of like a daily recap, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a daily recap. So nonetheless, I did it again. I said, why not? We did it yesterday. No objections thus far. So we'll do it again. So we sat down at like 1 o'clock, right? Turned on the women's match.
Yeah, we did. I wanted to see Halep play, and I wanted to see Bertens, and I really wanted to see the Djokovic and Federer match, which kind of let me down big time.
Yeah,
I was expecting a much better match.
And we'll get into that as well. So we got the notebook out, the laptop out, TV on, and got set in. It was an interesting day. It was definitely an interesting day. So the first thing that we did is again got prepared for both matches. It started with the women's, but right off the bat, Wawrinka made contact right off the bat with 3 comments. So Carla's gonna go ahead and read the first one.
Are you born in Spain, Carla? I'm going to Madrid and Barcelona for the holidays just after the U.S. Open. How awesome is that he's going to Spain? I wish I could go to Spain. I told Justin that's like one of my dreams to go to Spain. I'm not from Spain. I was actually born in Queens, New York, a couple of blocks away from Flushing Meadows, where the U.S. Open is held. I was raised in Belize, and I've lived around, in a lot of Latin countries, but no, I'm not from Spain. My parents are actually both of them are from San Pedro Sula, Honduras. They came to the United States, when my dad, I think he was like 19, 20, he worked for an airline company that brought him to Canada first. And my mom came to the United States when she was 14 years old. So I'm a New Yorker.
There you go.
But I know Spanish fluently because they sent me to Belize, where my grandparents lived at that time, when I was about 2 years old. 2, 3 years old. I came back when I was 6. 6, kindergarten, yes.
Yeah, and bilingual is very important.
Bilingual is important, and they made sure that I was in bilingual classes all the way through elementary school, and then I took it on my own, not to learn Spanish, but to read and write it in high school.
Yeah, that's very important, very important.
Yes.
What do you say he's going Madrid and Barcelona?
That's awesome. Wow.
Does that get them right? Barcelona, Madrid?
Yeah, can you take pictures?
Yeah.
Can you send them? We have a...
Or if I was going to both of those places, I would just like to walk out on the center court of both respective tournaments. Like, just walk out to center court and stand there. Even if they don't let you hit because they don't want you on the court, just say, can I just go stand on that court? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait a minute, if you can you post pictures? We have an email. It's 5ktennis@mail.com, or our Facebook page, Justin Carla Davis, or 5K Tennis. You can find us that way.
That would be really cool, man. Geez, even if you can't hit a ball, just stand on the respective center courts in Madrid and Barcelona.
Maybe he'll bump into Nadal if he goes to Mallorca.
It's possible.
Take a picture with him.
Little island offshore, right? He'd have to take a boat out there.
Yeah, he would.
All right, so the next part of the question. Or he had two more parts of comments.
Wawa or Delpo? Wow, tough one. Wawa, because both Delpo's stamina and wrist are question marks. But then recall how tough Delpo was last year. Wawa, but not by much.
Okay, I should have stopped her in case you were just seeing this and have no idea what she was just talking about. So yesterday, I pitched out a question because I was thinking about two players and having to decide on one of two players to choose on a potential fantasy team that we choose. So the two players I found myself in a conundrum trying to figure out who I would pick was either Del Potro or Wawrinka. So the question was, if you had to choose between one of the two players to go further in the U.S. Open, which one would you choose?
Right.
So there was a second part to that question, though, that said if you picked one of those two and then you had to choose one more out of the following guys, and those guys were going to be, where's my notes?
They were going to be in your picks, in your bracket. Which one would you pick? You said either would you pick Delpo or Wawa?
Oh, yeah. All right, so if you had to choose Del Potro or Wawrinka, who would it be, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I got the wrong page right here.
Well, and then you said who would you add as your other dark horse? Which dark horse would you pick? No, not dark horse. Who would you pick? You put Wawrinka or Delpo? Well, you asked the viewers who would they pick? Wawrinka.
Oh, I found it. See, my fault. I grabbed the wrong sheet. So yes, that was part one of the question. Who would you choose, Wawrinka or Del Potro? My fault. I spaced on that one. Then you had to choose one more out of the following: Khachanov, Tsitsipas, Kyrgios, Shapovalov, or Cilic.
Which he answers after.
And he answered that next.
He says Tsitsipas. Khachanov is good, but it's one step behind Tsitsipas. Kyrgios is undependable, and the same goes for Shapo and Borna identity. I pity Kyrgios fans. That must be so exasperated. I mean, I love it. I mean, I'm with you. I picked Wawa, not by much, just because I always have to question Del Potro on his fitness, his stamina, and that wrist. It seems to get injured a lot. And Tsitsipas is way ahead, in my opinion, of Khachanov. You know, he's a lot more steady. He's won more matches. Cilic, honestly, I don't think he's going to get there.
I still have some faith in Cilic.
And Shapovalov, he's too immature and plays around too much, even though I like him. And Kyrgios, well, that's just a disaster.
Yeah. And someone mentions that in a little bit as well. Mm-hmm. So again, who would you choose between Wawrinka and Del Potro, and why? And if they met head to head, who would win? That was again Wayne Chia's answer. And then again, out of Khachanov, Tsitsipas, Kyrgios, Shapovalov, and Cilic, who would you choose if you had to pick one of those as well? So that's where that comment came from, right?
Correct.
And that's the end of his comments?
That's the end of his comments.
All right, so Wayne Chia bringing it some big stuff again today. So great stuff there. A quick note. I wrote a quick note that the women's match was just about to start, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna write down what I think the score will be. You want to hear what I wrote? I have a note here.
Yeah, I know what you wrote.
Quick note. I think Halep wins 6-2, 6-2.
She should have won 6-2, 6-2. I mean, I don't. You know what I told Justin though? It might not be a good thing for her to win this because almost always, in women's tennis, the person who wins like the last tournament before going to a Grand Slam is almost guaranteed to lose in the first, second round of a Grand Slam tournament. So it might be a good thing that she didn't win today. And good for Bertens. Weren't you happy for her?
Yeah,
I got emotional for her.
Yeah, when she made her speech at the end, I kind of felt how genuine of a player she is.
Well, she deserved it. She had a lot of. I mean, she beat Coco Vandeweghe 6-0, 6-1.
So not really an impressive win, but an impressive score.
But Coco Vandeweghe's in the top 20. So okay. She beat Kvitova. That's impressive. And then Halep.
That's a nice run.
That's a nice run. She deserves to win the Cincinnati Open.
So good job.
She's tall, strong.
So
I like her.
Yeah. So good job for her. And we're gonna break down that match.
And her ranking goes up now.
So yeah, it's gonna go up big.
Yeah.
That could
13. She's number 13 in the world.
Yeah,
now.
That'll help her at the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. She's getting to know hard courts better. I think she's always been a better clay court.
That's what they
clay
said,
court
yes.
player. All right. So the next little dot I had is this: Does Grigor Dimitrov have the capability to go deep at the U.S. Open? Does he have the capability? He blew my draw out at Wimbledon. I'm willing to give him a potential another shot, depending upon how the draw unfolds.
I don't believe in him at all. I think he's too busy with his pussycat doll girlfriend.
Okay.
Sorry.
So.
I don't believe in him at all.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I think his time has passed him by.
Yeah.
To me, Dimitrov may not act like Kyrgios, but he's the same. You're gambling the same way with either one.
I agree.
Yeah, you're better off putting someone like Kachanov in front of him, even Koric in front of him. Even Baghdatis has a better chance. Sorry, just saying.
Really? Yeah. So you don't think Dimitrov has a shot whatsoever of making the second week at the U.S. Open?
No, he hasn't done anything good this year.
He might go in the first round?
I think so.
It's possible?
It's very possible with him.
All right. Well, I'm going to still think about Dimitrov and what I'm going to do and how the draw
Like I
unfolds.
said, I used to worry about the line life and being with some sort of singer. Sorry.
All right.
He was better off with Sharapova because at least she played tennis and maybe that would have made him work harder.
But I thought he dated Serena or something.
Yeah, his tennis was doing better.
Oh, so he hooked up with Serena and Sharapova.
Yeah, his tennis was better.
All right.
You look, history proves it. Agassi didn't do good with Brooke Shields. You know what I mean? It's like they need to find someone that has something more in common or that's not worried about fame.
I feel you. Great.
You can marry a actress after that or whatever, but he's not worried about his tennis.
Well said. Can't disagree. So put in your input. Does Dimitrov have what it takes to go deep at the U.S. Open? I'm thinking about him. All right. So the next comment is actually a comment that came in late yesterday, and it came from Kia Sama. Okay, and actually had to do. She asked Carl and I a question. If read her question. Can you read her question? It had to do with the season length, the length of the calendar of the tennis playing season.
Yes, she said I also agree with keeping the ATP 1000s plus Grand Slams in their current format. Just look at this week along with players having 2 or 3 matches within a 24-hour window. If this was a best of 5 all the way around, I doubt any player will be left to even play the US Open. There'll be so many injuries. It's ridiculous, which actually brings me to another topic you guys touched on. The length of the season. If either of you made the ATP/WTA commissioner, how would you go about shortening the season? What events would you keep? Grand Slams, of course. But regarding the others, what takes priority and which ones get kicked out?
All right. So that is a really...
It was a deep question.
Really deep question. This came in yesterday late. We actually fixing to sit down, hit record, and this basically came in. It was one of those spur of the moment things, and I think my answer to our answer was, I don't know, let me think about it. And not that we've thought a lot about it, we have, and this isn't a final answer, but it's a start. So we'll just call it part 1.0 of maybe a whole lot of point O's. But we did a little research, kicked around some ideas, and to tell you the truth, when we got done doing all that, I felt a little dumber than when I started. Just kind of, there is a lot of information and a lot of business side of it and a lot of weaving in and out of politics and local businesses. There's a lot that goes into it, but nonetheless, the only thing that I want to mention is that, yes, the tournaments are there for people to play, for economies to make money, for players to make money. It's a win-win situation. But when you're trying to get to, say, number 1 in the world, or hold on to a specific ranking, whether it's 3 in the world or 10 in the world, and everyone else is playing all these tournaments. How do I break this down better? Okay, I'm gonna read what I wrote, and that way it's a little bit more understandable. I'm saying to start by putting a maximum cap on the amount of tennis tournaments that each player is allowed to play in per calendar year. If we look at players like Wozniacki, Marcelo Rios, Safina.
Safina did it.
And I'm sure I'm missing so many more that became number 1 in the world but never really won a major, right? Mm-hmm. So how is it so? Most of these players have played a plethora of tournaments.
Halep was once also on that list, but she's won now.
So put a cap on the amount of tournaments so there's more flexibility on the players to pick and choose. When players play a lot of tournaments, it basically is a domino effect, forcing other players to play tired, etc., simply because one may lose a ranking simply because someone else enters a tournament and you don't. So again, if I'm number 3 in the world and I play 8 tournaments and they add up to a specific amount of points, and they're all bigger tournaments, but I'm number 10 in the world simply because I play 27 tournaments a year and I do pretty well in all of them, but when it gets to the big ones, I usually don't win them. So how is it fair that person that's playing in all these tournaments can bump you? So I feel like that because there are players that play a ton of tournaments and some that don't, that's at some point in time, some of the players have to start picking up more tournaments so they don't get caught up with, per se.
Yeah.
If that came out right.
Yeah, you're basically saying that everybody should play a number of amounts of tournaments. They can't they can't go less or go more, correct? That way it's even out, and that way everyone's not tired.
Yeah, and no one's like,
sense. I like that.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Because there are players that play 30-plus tournaments, and there's other players that don't
play
even
like
get
17 or 14.
Yeah, they don't even get to that. So that's really bad. I mean, for tennis, because then some of these players that are smart about it and they want to conserve their bodies are having now to push themselves to play more.
And I may be wrong. That may be way out in left field. But nonetheless, I thought about it. Put a max cap. That's your cap. If you want to play more than that, great. Pick your, I don't know, best 24 scores if that's the cap. Out of whatever. But that's just an idea. Part one. Anyway, I thought about it. Deep question, Kiyosama. But that's all I could come up with, at least for now. All right. Anything else?
I like it. No, or to me, another idea is have maybe some of these 250 ATP tournaments,
Yep.
or I don't know how the women's are. Maybe get rid of some of them and make bigger ones instead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's one like in New Jersey that nobody's even heard of. It's like it's named after a supermarket, AMP or something.
Yeah, and you get some of the small ones.
You
Rhode
get
Island, Connecticut.
Right. Maybe instead of having a whole bunch of little small ones, make them a little bit bigger. So there's less tournaments. You know what I mean? Like maybe more 500 point
Yeah.
ones.
I mean, it's food for thought. It's definitely food for thought. To be 100% honest, I'm still 100% naive when it comes to this topic, but I just thought about it, looked up a couple things, and that's what I came up with, the potential idea. That's it. Nothing more than that. That may have been just totally out in left field and impossible to do. Or made no sense behind the scenes. Could be, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're moving forward, right?
Yes.
All right, so that wrapped up Kiyosama's question. I had a little asterisk here. I got a note. You know what it says? Both girls have their coaches out on the court at the same time.
So stupid. Honestly, you know what?
Huh?
Let's have, I really couldn't stand seeing this. Bertens call her coach right after 2-1. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it was
after 2-1 in the first set?
2-1 in the first set. We got coaching on the sidelines.
I wonder if they're forcing them to do this. Maybe it's part of their contract and we don't know it, because that's how they want to run WTA. That's how they want to run that association. But to me, I told Justin, I got mad. I said, this makes us look really weak, and now we're asking for more pay. I told him, and I think you have it in your notes, they should put both coaches to battle instead.
Yeah, they should like the coaches come out and fight.
I mean,
not
here's
really.
Cahill
That would stink up the place.
Here's Cahill talking and the other guy talking. They're not really telling them much. They're just saying it's okay, you can do it.
Yeah, it's like a
Do
fashion.
you really need that?
Yeah, it's like a fashion show.
And if they did that, they allowed coaching. Why do we have to listen in? I don't want to listen in.
Yeah, I don't want to hear them talk. I mean,
I didn't enjoy that part at all. I think Cahill must have been called 3 or 4 times, and Bertens coach even more. I don't know.
yeah. So anyway,
Can you imagine Novak saying, "I need my coach, Vladimir? What do I need to do?
Hey, what do I do? I just don't want to be here right now. What do I do?" Anyway, that whole coaching on the sideline thing is ridiculous. All right. So, and by the way, we were, you were in the kitchen. I was sitting at the table. Both coaches came out, and you were like, "Yeah, you just should let the two coaches fight."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of funny. All right, so I was definitely wrong when I first started writing this today, because I forecasted Halep would win 6-2, 6-2. And I had written here that Bertens just won the
Did
second
she have
set.
match point?
Yeah, she lost. She had one match point in the tiebreaker in the second set.
Yeah.
So Bertens took the second set, actually at 6-6 in the tiebreaker in the second set. Lightning struck, remember? Mm-hmm. And the TV said unavailable.
Yeah.
And then we turned it back on, and Bertens had won the second set.
Yes.
So anyway, I was definitely wrong about that. I put another note here. I wonder how many coaching visits we're going to get in this third set.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Yeah, a lot. I wonder if there's a cap on that. I mean, there has to be a cap on it.
I don't know. I think it's part of that contract. They're not saying anything.
All right, so a reminder that this bedroom recording thing is about to come to a stop. This is so uncomfortable.
It is. I feel like I'm slacking by laying here.
Yeah, it's like a
Last night I almost fell asleep doing the show.
Yeah, I'm like trying to sit upright and also my legs. So
yeah, no.
Anyway, so that ends today. Graduating to the stairs tomorrow. Let's go. Come on. All right. So anyway, Bertens ended up winning the match. Really good job for Bertens. However, Halep didn't play well. It was obvious that in that last set, what was it, 6-1 in the third set?
She missed a lot. She missed a lot of shots that she normally makes.
She was tired.
She was tired. She shouldn't have even played this one. She should have taken Nadal's. She should have followed Nadal's path and not play this one.
Yeah, she was visibly tired. Bertens was the better player. Not taking anything away from Bertens. Obviously, she played the match of her life potentially,
and she deserves it.
And she deserved to win.
Yeah.
For sure, really fun match to watch. I enjoyed it, but the third set, I mean, Halep didn't have much left in the tank, and deservedly so, because she has been grinding it out. Won Wimbledon.
She reminds me of Djokovic.
Yeah,
she's that type of player where one side to side and gets everything.
So Halep looked tired. Her fitness was suspect, but deservedly so again, because she's been grinding. Her body will rest. She'll come back ready for the U.S. Open. I still think she has to be the favorite at the U.S. Open.
She's not my favorite after today.
All right, so that match completed, and we immediately started out with the Federer Djokovic match.
Yes.
So yesterday, I predicted that Djokovic would win it. I put a note here, though, that I hope Federer wins 6-3, 6-3.
No, well, we knew it was going to be tough for Federer to win. I didn't think Federer would win. I would love to see him win, but not the person that... the match started out weird to me. Federer started out with... I'm sorry?
You're good. Go ahead.
Federer started already with break point on the first game, and he had to fight from the beginning just to hold his serve. His service percentage was down. He double faulted a lot. He went for too much on his shots. On the first set, he went for way too much. Forehands shanked, backhands shanked, coming in at the net at the wrong time. Volleys were off. He looked angry. He just didn't look like Federer to me. He looked like, I don't know. That was not Federer.
All right, so...
I think I would have preferred watching Cilic play Djokovic or somebody else catching off. That was just a disastrous display of tennis today. I've never seen him play that bad.
So for me, and I have been a staunch Federer fan since day one, right? Mm-hmm. So the whole evolution of Roger and his game from when he beat Philippoussis for his first Wimbledon up until this very day, I don't think there's a match that at least has had media coverage that I've missed or somehow not found a way to see.
Yeah. From
many years ago until today. First of all, this is trivial, but to a professional athlete, there has to be some meticulousness to one's game. And this doesn't matter, sponsorship. But I still don't get it. I'd like to know more about what the final, really behind the scenes decision of the brutal split up between Nike and Federer. In so much as Nike won't even give him his initials. So there's something happened there, obviously, but Federer, I'm sure, being a maestro, a meticulous athlete, I'm sure he still hasn't gotten into looking down and seeing a red box on his shirt.
I don't like it. Honestly, I'm sorry to say, I don't like it at all. It doesn't fit him.
So we've done research just trying to be curious about where to even buy this stuff. Not that we would buy it at all, but I think someone was telling us that the reason why he switched because he wanted his clothes to be more affordable for people. I guess I heard that.
It's not affordable.
That's not credible. I heard that through the campfire.
I actually went into Uniqlo.com. Just to see if I can get tennis clothes. I can get clothes, but not tennis clothes. I even went to a tennis warehouse, Tennis Express, Midwest Express. You cannot get Uniqlo. So I had to go on eBay to find it, and this was vintage clothes that you can get.
Yeah, and I think we found his outfit cost
$120 for shirt, shorts, and wristband, which is still expensive for a tennis player.
It's a lot of money. Anyway,
and ugly.
Not why I bring it up. I'm not bringing up to talk about the clothes themselves, but I'm saying to now be playing with such a different variable, and it's a mental thing. Let's say we went up to Nadal and took his water bottles off the court and walked away. Do you think would he still find a way, or would he now be distracted a little bit?
Be distracted a bit. I think he'll still find a way.
Yeah, but okay. That's just. I'm just mentioning that. It has nothing to do with how he won or lost. I'm just saying what the first thing I noticed from Roger today, walking out, he just looks different. I mean, I've seen him in the Uniqlo stuff before, but he just looks different.
Yeah.
So second of all, when he came out of the gate, he looked frustrated. He looked mad. They were warm up, and I was like, damn, Carla doesn't, excuse my language, I was like, doesn't he look like he just got in a maybe fight with his wife or something?
He didn't look happy.
He didn't look happy. He walked out, he had, his brow was like, switch down like this,
Plus, it didn't help that Djokovic had a huge fan.
Yeah, tell him about that.
I mean, he had a huge fan base that were chanting his name. They were like, Nole, 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 and Federer's not used to hearing that.
So, yeah, that was impressive. The Serbian crowd came out and represented. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, they were like, boom. It was live in there.
They had the flags and everything. And I felt like I was watching a soccer game. That's what I felt like.
Let's go. Got him fired up. And he did an amazing thing.
Well, he didn't. Djokovic didn't play his best. But he didn't need to do anything because he didn't have to work hard for it today. He really didn't. His 70% was good enough to beat Federer today.
So Djokovic is still not fully back to Djokovic.
No, he's not.
I've seen Djokovic play way better than that.
Yeah.
And he still beat him. And that's just a testament, again, to how good of a player Djokovic is. He just won all 9.
But he played a Federer that was really crappy. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm fixing to get into that.
Yeah.
But he's won all 9 tournaments of the Super 9. And that's never been done. And that's
tremendous. Tremendous.
Tip hat to that one. That's incredible. That's incredible. But Federer looked mad. He came out of the gate missing shots, easy volleys,
serving on the other side of the court.
Serving on the other side of the court, double faulting more than usual.
He could have put an overhead away, kept giving it back to Novak.
Every time he came to the line, he was using different languages to curse. Not that he hasn't done that before, but switching it up the whole time. He was perturbed.
He looked.
It's not.
It was uncomfortable to see him play.
It was uncomfortable to watch him play.
I didn't really enjoy watching this match.
His face looked a little puffy. His feet looked slow. His timing was off. He was about.
And he did a Nadal forehand too.
He started to hit the ball
on
like
a cross-court shot. I was like, "What is this?"
I'm like, it's almost the only time I hit a ball like this is if I'm late and I'm falling away or something. I'll hit the ball like that.
And he hit one with his leg open, which means you're late.
Pulling his leg up means you're late. I mean, I'm an expert at these mistakes, but he looked very slow. He looked like he is showing age, or another topic that I'll get into in a minute. I know Djokovic did have some issues with the shot clock today. Am I right?
Oh, he did. He had major issues with it. There was quite a few times that he got to 0, and the first time Federer got mad because they didn't say anything to him in the first set, and then the second set, the umpire, gave him a warning about it, and he got upset about it. I mean, really? Do you need to bounce the ball 25 times? Come on, man. Come on. Seriously?
See, it does.
That's crazy to me. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Djokovic fans, but anybody who bounces the ball 25 times, I don't care if you're Nadal, that's crazy to me. I would be bothered by that. I'd grab my racket and smash it on his head.
But okay, wait a minute. And all's fair in love. All's fair.
Come on.
All's fair in love in the world. I'm not taking up for Djokovic in this one because
it was in the beginning of the second set.
Can I talk?
Wait, it was in the beginning. But wait, let me finish.
It was
in the beginning of the second set. They just got off their chair. So he started the second set serving. You're telling me that he needs a towel and this and that. You just got off your chair to serve.
All I was going to say is it can't be much worse than Nadal picking his butt all
day.
But
it doesn't take 25 seconds to pick your butt.
But it leaves a 25-second image in my face.
But he hasn't had a problem.
Hitting the ball.
He hasn't had a problem as Novak has.
Okay, let me tell you this then.
Justin,
wait.
No. There is no excuse for any player to bounce the ball 20 times. He needs to get used to bouncing the ball maybe 10 times.
Okay, can I finish what I'm going to say? Okay, look. If I had to play Nadal.
No, I understand. I would be annoyed.
Can I finish?
Yes.
If I'm playing Nadal and he's over there, I would get so fixated on him digging his rear end. He would serve it, and I think the ball would blend in with me wondering why the heck he's digging in his rear end.
Because he's got a big butt.
And I missed the ball. So I mean, this is
his tiny whities are too tight on him.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta see how much time is here because we're gonna run out of time.
Well, we don't really have much to discuss.
28. Incidentally, we've talked a couple times about smashing tennis rackets or tossing tennis rackets. An incident happened today in golf, but before.
Well, are you going to talk about Rahesh comment before the incident of golf?
Where?
You don't have that, do you? Rahesh made a comment.
Which one? I read it all in.
Rahesh. Sorry, Carla and Justin, for that Fed loss. He talks about the match today.
I'm not done.
Ah, okay.
I'm not done. I was writing down as we went today.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
See, you lost track of time.
Okay, go ahead.
Or what we're doing.
Okay, go ahead.
So you got all amped up about Nadal and Djokovic.
Well, I'm just saying, come on. Any tennis player out there, if any of you guys that played tennis with me back in the days,
come on.
Would you be happy if someone bounced the ball 35 times?
Can you reset?
Sure.
You got all out of proportion. Let's go. Come on.
Let's go.
Come
we don't
on.
have much time, so let's go.
Come on, man. Dang. Remember, I told you I was going.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Man,
Every second counts.
So we talk about breaking tennis rackets and tossing tennis rackets. By the way, when we were talking about that, I left out the fact that I have thrown tennis rackets like really far. I've played her and thrown a racket over the fence, over the street, into the woods, and almost hit a moving car. I've thrown it over the fence that way,
Dumb.
like a helicopter, all up in the top of an oak tree.
Dumb.
So I've done this, but today in golf, and you gotta, my heart kind of goes out for the golfer because he got mad, he smacked his club on the ground, the head breaks off, and hits a poor person in the face with the club head, and caused some really tough damage to the person. And also, I'm sure the golfer is absolutely destroyed.
I don't feel bad for the golfer. You should not do that.
Can I finish my statement? And then you can chime in how you want. See, she's always got the punch you in the face way.
I'm sorry. How do you smash
I'm trying to say this nicely. You're punching me in the face. See what I do it every day. Every day.
You say you felt bad for the golfer.
I can say there's a rainbow in the sky and she'll be like, yeah, but look at that crow over there. Come on, man. Look, all I'm trying to get at is sometimes when we throw tennis rackets or break a tennis racket or smack a golf club, sometimes the unknown happens and golf heads fly and blast people in the face. So we should probably not throw rackets or break rackets, right?
Yeah, because a big lawsuit could come.
Well, okay, no, didn't David Nalbandian do it?
Yeah,
His
tennis career is never the same.
And his tennis career was never the same after that. And I'm sure he thinks about it at night and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
So, anyway, that's not to throw the tennis rackets. So, I'm going to pause it right here, and we're going to go into part 2. I only have...
We don't have much.
But we've got like a minute. So, I'm going to pause it here, go to part 2, and complete the last like 2 pages. There's really not much, but I'll forget something. It'll get jumbled up, and it'll go from being kind of cool vibe, I think, today. Maybe not the best show, but...
Okay, got tennis players out there. Can you just please make a comment about playing somebody that bounces the ball 25 times? Please. I'm just curious. I want to know what their opinion is.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, you Novak fans. What are you really? Would you like to play someone in tennis that bounces the ball that many times?
So if you played Novak Djokovic and he was...
I'll throw my racket at him. Stop bouncing that ball 25 times. That's annoying. Can you imagine how much time he wastes from ad court, deuce court, ad court, deuce court? That's too much. Why are you zooming in on it?
We're going to hit pause here. We'll see you in just a second.
Okay.